In this video, I'm going to be talking about fruit and why I personally believe consuming a lot of fruit makes a healthy diet so much easier. If you're anything like I was a couple years ago and you're not eating a lot of fruit, then stick around for this video and maybe I can convince you otherwise. So when I was a kid, I would not eat fruit at all. When I thought of fruit, it was kind of like thinking of Brussels sprouts or broccoli or spinach or cauliflower and bananas and pears and apples. They were all kind of the same group and it was all kind of, ooh, I don't want to eat that, right? I think a lot of children are the same. And what I liked to eat was a lot of this like processed stuff, the stuff that had like a good mixture of fat and sugars, like, frozen pizzas and chips and Oreos and cookies, these kinds of stuff I ate a lot of. And fruit, it was pretty much zero. And the thing is, I brought that with me sort of into early adulthood. So even as a late teen or in my very early 20s, I would eat no fruit whatsoever. And it wasn't until the last sort of year or two that I started to really fall in love with fruit. So here's the thing. I thought fruit was gross. But the only reason I thought fruit was gross is because I was comparing it to these like hyper palatable, extremely high calorie foods that I was eating, right? So if you're comparing a piece of fruit to like a double stuffed Oreo dunked in milk, then obviously there is no fruit on this planet that is going to compare to a double dunked Oreo, a double stuffed Oreo dunked in milk, right? And the same with a lot of these like packaged super tasty stuff that you buy at the corner store or like candies and chocolates. They are way tastier than fruit, obviously. So if you're eating this shit all day and then you go and try and eat a piece of fruit, it's not going to do it for you, right? But here's the thing. When you finally make a switch over to a more healthy diet, you're cooking your foods at home, you're actually buying fresh ingredients, you're buying meat and vegetables and, rice and stuff, and you're cooking it at home. After a while, your body is going to adapt to it. Your palate is going to adapt to it. Your taste buds, they're going to change. At the beginning, those foods, they might not taste so nice, but as you keep eating them, they're going to start tasting better. And let me tell you, when you've been eating sort of meat and rice and veggies, these kinds of stuff, for a couple weeks or a month or two, and then you've had no sweets, no chocolates, none of that, and suddenly someone gives you a kiwi, I'm telling you that kiwi is gonna taste amazing. And that's the thing, it's just what you're comparing it to. If you're eating a lot of crap and then you try and eat fruit, the fruit is not going to compare. It's going to be shit. But if you're eating a lot of whole foods and healthy foods, as your body adapts to that and your tastes adapt to that, the fruit is suddenly going to start tasting amazing. So give that a try if you're in that sort of scenario where you're eating a lot of crappy food. Start eating good food and then give fruit another chance. And the thing is that when you have these cravings for something sweet, you have a sweet fruit and it does it for you. You are good. It's like having a dessert. When I was a kid and I would see, how when you go to restaurants, sometimes there would be fruit like as a dessert. And I would just think that would be the most, like, it would blow my mind. I was like, who would want to eat a piece of fruit as a dessert, after dinner? Like, give me a brownie, give me some cake, right? Why would I want to eat fruit like as a dessert? I just couldn't conceptualize that, right? But now I'm actually doing that. I'm every day, like after I have my dinner, I'll have a piece of fruit as dessert, and I love it. It's sweet, it's tasty, it's fantastic. I'm enjoying fruit now just as much as I was enjoying cakes and shit back in the day, right? So you got to let your palate adapt to it. That's one thing. Another thing is fruit is obviously incredibly nutritious and full of vitamins. So if you're having fruit, even if you're having the same amount of calories of fruit as like, some chips or some Oreos or whatever, even if the calories are the same, the fruit is going to have way more nutrition. You know, it's actually going to give you stuff that are really good for your body, whereas the other stuff is really just going to make you fat, right? And also, in terms of calories, the volume of what you get to eat is crazy. Like, fruit is very low in calories. The only fruit that's sort of high in calories is like avocado because it has a lot of fat in it. It's still really healthy, but it's higher in calories. But other than avocado, pretty much any fruit you're going to eat is going to have between what, like 40 and 80 calories per like piece of fruit. So even if you have like two pieces of fruit, it's not going to be much more than like, 100, 140 calories, something like that. And to illustrate this, I've actually got a couple of things here with me. So first of all, this tiny ass little thin wafer. This is like a digestive little wafer. And it's covered in dark chocolate, but you can see just how thin it is. So this is 32 calories. Two of these, that's 64 calories right there. Okay? So you're going to eat that, and what's that going to do for you? Absolutely nothing, right? You're going to eat that in 2 bites. That's going to last you about 3 seconds, and that's it. And you've just eaten 64 calories. Now, you know what also has 64 calories? This kiwi, right? Look at that. Look at the difference in size and volume between these two skinny ass tiny wafers and this kiwi. And then think about the experience between eating this and eating this. So this, as I said, 2 bites, 3 seconds, you're done. It's gonna do nothing for you. This, you can sort of cut it in half, get your spoon, eat out one half, then you eat out the other half, you can enjoy it for a while, and it's the same amount of calories. Not just that, but this is full of vitamins. So one kiwi is gonna have, I think it's like more than double the daily recommended dose of vitamin C, and it's also got a bunch of other vitamins in it. And this has got nothing. This is just sugar, right? Sugar and a bit of carbs. That's it. So fruit is absolutely awesome. And I think fruit is the perfect sort of snack food or like a post-meal sort of dessert. If you're really hungry, fruit is not going to really do anything for you, right? It might, like, if your meal is coming in an hour and you're really hungry, yeah, you eat some fruit, it'll get you through that hour. But like, it's not going to replace a meal, right? I'm not saying that you're hungry, just go have two pieces of fruit, you'll be fine. No, it's not like that. It's not going to satisfy you in terms of replacing a meal when you're actually hungry. But I think fruit really shines as a snack. When you're bored and you're used to sort of just snacking when you're bored, that's when you need to reach for a piece of fruit. So if you're not actually hungry and you're just kind of, waltzing around the kitchen and opening the fridge and opening your cupboards and see what you could snack on because you have nothing else to do, just grab a piece of fruit and eat it. Grab two pieces of fruit. It's not going to be more than like 100 calories. If you get anything else, you're going to be eating 300, 400, 500 calories. You might have as many calories as you're going to have in your next meal, right? So eating fruit can be a really big difference maker in terms of hitting your calorie targets and actually keeping yourself satisfied. So here's how I'm eating at the moment. I'll have like 3 or 4 meals that I cook at home every day. And then in between them, if I'm hungry, all I do is I have fruit, nothing else. It's that simple. And I think a healthy diet can really be that simple. You cook 3 to 4 meals or 5 or whatever it is you want to do. You cook those meals at home, you eat those meals as long as they're sort of well balanced. You get your fruits and veggies and carbs and whatever it is. You eat those, and in between, you eat fruit. It's that simple. Don't eat other crap. Just grab some fruit. You're going to be getting your vitamins in, you're going to be satisfying your sweet tooth, and it'll help you with those cravings sort of in between meals. Try it out. Let me know what you think, and see you next time.